What's going on, everybody? Lucas Decker here. Over the course of our lives, we acquire numerous objects, some of which, over a long period of time, become quite meaningful to us. They become meaningful in a sense that we don't see them anymore as just another object. To us, these objects have a backstory, they invoke nostalgia, emotion, and we have a tender spot in our hearts for them. This is commonly known as sentimental value. Now, for someone like me who has spent roughly the last 7 or so years yo-yoing and now has 70 plus yo-yos in their collection, which is way too many, by the way, there are numerous yo-yos in that rather large collection that have sentimental value. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys the 5 yo-yos that have the most sentimental value to me. Let's get started. Starting off at number 5, we have the Yo-Yo Factory Shutter. Not Shutter wide angle, not the bimetal shutter, the original shutter. This is a shutter that I bought back in 2013 before Gentry won Worlds with this yo-yo in 2014. Back in 2013, my dad and I had a set agreement that if I did a certain amount of chores, he would buy this yo-yo for me. And as I was in the midst of my chores, I was so confident I would get them all done. I asked my dad if we could order this yo-yo a week in advance so that by the time I finished my chores, I would be able to have the yo-yo at the doorstep ready to go. This yo-yo was also my first full-sized aluminum competition grade yo-yo, and I learned a ton of tricks on it. And as you can see, I have dinged and scratched this yo-yo like crazy. I should have been a lot nicer to this yo-yo, however, I was not. Alright guys, coming in at number 4, we have the Magic Yo-Yo Rainbow T6. This yo-yo is important to me because this is actually the yo-yo that I used to perform in front of an audience for the very first time. Looking back on it, I don't know how I hit those tricks because the gap on this thing is so narrow compared to what I use now, but the performance was only like 30 seconds long, so what can I say? At the time, Amazon was the only online store I knew about to get metal yo-yos like this, so I ordered this yo-yo alongside another Magic yo-yo, which I was actually more excited about. However, I actually got this yo-yo in the mail before the other one. I was a little disappointed because I had wanted to try out the other yo-yo first. However, I threw this yo-yo down. I was actually really shocked at how much I enjoyed this. And I actually ended up liking this yo-yo better than the other yo-yo that came later that week. Also, I think the day that I got this yo-yo, I was waiting in line for ice cream. I was using it and it was over pavement. I dinged it. My heart just sank. Alright guys, coming in at number 3, we have the Duncan Speed Beetle. This was the first legit, good, properly working yo-yo that I owned. Way back when I was 11 years old, I was really eager to learn the basics. So my dad took me to our local toy store, and this was the yo-yo that I picked out. I used this yo-yo to learn a ton of the basic tricks. However, most importantly, I learned how to properly throw with this yo-yo. And once I finished learning the basics, I had really wanted to get into string tricks. However, the gap made it so difficult considering this is not meant for string tricks. So once I had my fun with this yo-yo, I had wanted to upgrade to a wing-shaped yo-yo, and I also wanted to try my hand at a metal yo-yo. Which actually leads us to number 2, the Omega Dash. This is the first metal yo-yo that I ever owned. It wasn't geared for competition like the Shutter. It was just a metal wing-shaped yo-yo, and that's exactly what I was looking for. I learned a ton of string tricks on this yo-yo. Not the most advanced tricks, of course, but I learned a lot regardless. If I recall correctly, I also mastered the bind on this yo-yo. This yo-yo actually came responsive, and I used it so much and wore down the pads so much that over time it actually became unresponsive. So it's actually kind of how I transitioned into unresponsive yo-yoing, believe it or not. I remember I saved up a bunch of money to buy this yo-yo. I think it was $35 at the time, and I grabbed this yo-yo. I remember I took it out of the box, and I thought to myself, let's try walk the dog. And I did it, and it got dinged. And as you can see, the entire diameter of this yo-yo has been dinged and scratched. And over time, I absolutely fell in love with this yo-yo. I even bought other string trick yo-yos that I thought would be better than this, and they probably were, but I just remember I'd always put those new string trick yo-yos down and go back to the Dash. I just love this yo-yo so much at the time. Alright guys, coming in at number 1, the yo-yo that has the most sentimental value to me is gonna be the Yo-Yo Factory Edge. This yo-yo is awesome. This is the yo-yo that I used in every competition for 2019. This yo-yo right here in my hand, this very yo-yo was the yo-yo that I used to place 4th in the Northeast region, 21st in the US, and 31st in the world. Hopefully within the next few years I can do a little better though. And during the time I was using this yo-yo, I was really trying to kind of get myself out there more in the yo-yo community, one of my favorite communities ever. I also remember I got this yo-yo for Christmas back in 2017. It was a gift from my grandparents. It was the most expensive yo-yo that I owned in my collection at the time. After the first year or so that I had started yo-yoing, it had been my dream to really get myself on the stage and become a well-rounded competitor, and this yo-yo has helped me make a ton of progress towards that goal. This is also a signature yo-yo of Evan DeGao, and Evan has been a huge inspiration to me ever since his 2015 Nationals routine. And that wraps it up for the Yo-Yo Factory Edge. In fact, that's it for the entire list of my top 5 most sentimental valued yo-yos. That's gonna put a wrap on today's video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Excuse me. I know you enjoyed it. If you guys have been enjoying the videos and the channel, be sure to like and subscribe. Also, in the comments below, I'd be really curious what yo-yos or yo-yo has the most sentimental value to you. It doesn't have to be a top 5 or anything like that, but put them down in the comments below. I'd be genuinely curious to know. And as always, any questions or feedback also are welcome in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys. And with that, have a fantastic rest of your day. I will talk to you very soon.